Thanks, Steve. Welcome to Oran Park Raceway for race 1 of the Suzuki GTi Cup. With me in commentary is Greg Rust.
Thanks, Greg. Yes, a fabulous day here at Sydney's Oran Park Raceway. Let's check out the grid for you. Phillip Scifleet on pole position. On the outside of him in position 2 is Clarke. From 3, it's Damian White. Out of 4 is Warren Luff. From 5, it's the journalist Wayne Webster. And out of position 6 is Andrej Pavicevic.
What an interesting field. I see a little further down, Christian Jones, son of Alan Jones, the 1980 world champion. There really is a spread of talent as they get off the line very cleanly. Have a look at that. They all left the line virtually together. Can you imagine being midfield amongst this group of 32 Suzuki GTIs? Here they are charging down into the first turn. 8 laps for them to sort themselves out and have a think about tactics, and certainly maybe thinking about just what it's going to take to move a little further forward in the field. Everyone seems to have gotten away very tidily and they're settling themselves in coming around. Just have a look at the field as they stream down into the Foster's Dip here at Oran Park. Fantastic weather for racing, and I think you'd be a little concerned if you're sitting right in the middle of that little lot. Scifleet, Phillip Scifleet, your pole sitter, leads them across the back for the first time, and they're still settling themselves in here. They're all on the same tyres. That is a very important thing to remember as you're watching all of this action. The cars are all identical, and the cars are in fact prepared by Ateco Suzuki, and the cars are not allowed to be taken away by the drivers. So the only time they really get to sit in the car is the morning of racing and when they're qualifying. As they settle themselves in now, this will be a very, very interesting race season for the GTIs.
Certainly will be. I'll tell you what was an interesting starting manoeuvre was the youngster out of position 4, which is Warren Luff, now in second place, dropped the clutch, turned left and dived for that inside line.
Yeah, he did. He immediately went left, decided that he was going to defend the line as best and as quickly as he could. Scifleet's in control, Luff in second place, Andrej Pavicevic sitting back in third in car 17. A lot of attitude from this. Have a look at the way the guy is steering. He's heading into a left-hand corner, steering the car to the right. He certainly is getting some attitude on the vehicle, definitely getting some oversteer, and for sure these guys are working pretty hard in the cars. They might be small vehicles, but I'd say right at the moment the heart rates are high, the adrenaline's pumping, and these guys really settling into it. Here's Luff with a lot of pressure on him from Pavicevic. That's Pavicevic on screen there. Young Warren Luff knows his way around Oran Park, a senior driving instructor with his father's dynamic safety driving business, and I don't think anyone really has probably done more laps around Oran Park than young Luff. But I tell you what, there's a lot of talent. There's a mile of kart racing talent all of a sudden starting to appear. And the interesting thing is, Greg, just have a look at the number of P plates to be found on the back of these cars, signifying that they're provisional racing drivers.
Well, they are indeed, and some of them, in fact, are only provisional road racing, or road drivers, rather. The likes of Christian Jones, for example, only got his licence, Greg, 2 days ago. So that is indeed a feat to be out here thrashing the Suzuki around at Oran Park.
No doubt he's having a mile of fun, as is Clarke. He's under some pressure there from Ric Shaw. So Ric Shaw, well-known competitor, he's driven a lot of different classes, so he really does know how to try and extract from his car the best. And the thing is, of course, that really the problems that equate come from your mistakes, not really from having a machinery advantage or a tyre advantage or any other advantage for that matter, other than the fact that you can make a mistake, and that really does let the guy behind capitalise on it. Ric Shaw looking for a slipstream. I'm amazed by the number of P plates. It's great to see so much new talent coming out. Here's Warren Luff defending his line there in the Rick Demelian sponsored Suzuki GTi, and that's Pavicevic right in behind him, and you can see that both of them were getting very sideways under brakes. And I suppose how hard can you make it for the guy behind? Well, at least as long as you're sideways, he's got a bigger tar to try and get around. And I think really Ric Shaw is just going to have to tidy it up. He's behind Clarke, working over Clarke at the moment, another kart racer. So it really does come down to the fact that these guys have got to have a good think. This is the first race, the 8-lapper, does not count for points in the Suzuki GTi Cup. There's $40,000 in prize money up for these guys. They've paid $30,000. There's Shaw having a look up the inside, couldn't do it on Clarke. They've paid $30,000 for their car. That includes the racing preparation of it. It's taken to the race meetings for them. It's a walk up, sit in the car, go race job. And that is absolutely fantastic. Your leader on screen at the moment, Phillip Scifleet, doing a nice tidy job. He's got himself some clean air and he can have a think about where he wants to put his car. For everybody else, all they're trying to do is stop the guy from behind getting up the inside.
Webster, I noticed, qualified 4th fastest, but at the moment he's down in about 6th place. So Wayne Webster probably not getting away to the cleanest of starts that he would have liked, but still no doubt doing work very well for himself.
Yep, young Howard here working the outside again. Scifleet on screen in the lead, looks tidy and looks smart. That's what it's all about. Just keep it all together and just have a look at the angles of lean on these cars as they come up and over the dogleg here at Oran Park. Absolutely flat in top gear. Not even so much as think about lifting off. They head up and over the hill there and then down into the left-hander as it comes up and flattens out onto the straight here at Oran Park. A great track for these little cars. And talking to the drivers earlier today, they are all so excited by the fact that they believe that they've got an even chance to win. And the biggest thing with motor racing, like in a lot of sports, is that you figure you're being done by someone else's checkbook. Well, that's not the case out here, as Pavicevic sideways down into the left turn. Gee, I tell you what, this guy is really working hard. He's probably done more miles on the steering wheel than he has out on the track.
Yeah, but the thing is, of course, that Luff knows his way around Oran Park here so well. He's taking the defensive line, and Pavicevic just can't get around him. Let's have a look at the battle for 4th and 5th at the moment. That's Clarke, and all over the back of him is Ric Shaw now. He can't quite do a thing about it, but Clarke also taking a nice clean line, Greg.
Yeah, I think the kart races are probably a little more conservative. You can see Ric Shaw there having himself a good run and pushing the back of Clarke's car as they head down in the left-hander one more time. Late on the brakes goes Ric Shaw. Look, just trying to get the nose in there, but he just can't do it on Clarke. Clarke's putting up a very tidy run here. And that's what it's all about with these little cars. You wind them up and you've got to keep them wound up. 1 lap to go here at Oran Park. Race 1 of the inaugural Suzuki GTi Cup. These guys will be racing all around Australia. Bit of tyre smoke there from Shaw. Is that Shaw? Just having a look. Yep, sure enough. Ric Shaw there locking an inside front. And that will start a real patter up in the front of the machine. But the tyres, again, they're all the same tyres. Luff on screen at the moment. That's Pavicevic. You can tell that because he's sideways. And there's no doubt whatsoever that man probably has a good future in rally racing if he chose.
And in 2nd place at the moment is Luff, and Pavicevic certainly can't seem to do anything about it. The last lap, as we said, making their way down across the flip-flop here at Oran Park. The man out in front is Scifleet, and boy, hasn't he run away with it at this particular race, Greg.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's done a nice job. He's had pole position, and he's simply gone on with the job. That's what it's all about. The 2nd race today will be the interesting one for points. Scifleet, though, crosses the line and takes out the very first Suzuki GTi race. Luff picking up 2nd place. Andrej Pavicevic, a very, very fighting 3rd place. He'd be really pleased with that. Definitely a great race. Race 2 still to come, the point scorer. In the meantime, let's go back to Steve Raymond.